Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bite-Sized DMing. Today, I'd like to talk to you about Kotoa. It's a coastal town with a hustling and busy portside feel to it. I'll be going over this area for you, so if you don't have a lot of time, you can throw this in your adventure if you need a place for your party to arrive at. I've also attached a few links to resources like shop generators and the PHP section on shopping, so you can have specific items and costs for the town, as well as varying prices to use for your specific party. Kotoa is a harbor city that relies on the fishing industry heavily. Most of the people who live here are involved with or are related to someone who works with fish. The city is divided into three sectors: the Seaside District, the Base District, and the Hilltop District. Starting on the western side of the city, we have the Seaside District. Seaside is a place for business and the middle class. A lot of the market and shops are located in this area. It is an older part of town, but also has a lot of reconstruction and expansion as of late because of its desirability and growth potential. In the module, I have marked out several locations on the PDF that I will quickly go over now. Stab, Smash, or Shank is a weapon store run by a halfling named Kilda Greenleaf. Kilda is a very excitable and rough woman who has extensive knowledge in her gear. Kilda treats her customers well and attempts to offer a reasonable price on all of her weapons. Fletcher's is an ammunition store run by Kenan Fletcher. He is a half-elf who has taken over the business that has been in his family for generations. Kenan takes great pride in his work as the method for crafting has been passed down from father to son. The Candid Cantrip is a magical and enchantment warehouse run by Bella Harmony. Bella is a tiefling sorcerer who discovered her powers at a young age. She is currently 15 years old, running the store by herself. She can be quite disorganized at times, but works well enough to keep the warehouse operational. The Merchants Guild is currently being headed by the president Addison Grayscale, a dwarven woman with a tough attitude to business. She is as sharp as she is commanding. She has a lot of negotiation skills behind her and is always looking to close the next big deal. Lee Oswald is the male halfling assistant to Addison and is usually available for when Addison is out or busy. The arena, known as Battlefield, is run by a large human male by the name of Geets What's It To Ya. Geets is a brash older man with a strong personality. He can often be heard talking about the fighting spirit in any conversation you have with him. A cafe that goes by the name President Porpoise. The restaurant is easy and casual, and the staff are pretty accommodating while not over the top. Gizmar the Great is a fortune-telling tent run by a Kenku called Bullet D'Angelo. He is a Kenku trickster cleric that copies the quotes and sayings he stole from a pastor a long time ago, and uses them to give vague and mysterious proverbs to those who enter his facility. The old jail was an abandoned facility that was left to fall apart when the new prison was built. There is a connection to the sewer that was in the middle of being constructed when it was abandoned. The Whipping Winds is a transportation business run by an older male gnome by the name of Sean Flatbottom. Sean is the heart of the business as he manages its operations while his staff run around tirelessly. He is one of the only staff members who knows how to drive a carriage. The Ocean Walker Church is a place where those devoted to the Ocean Walker come and meet. Its core values revolve around the wilderness, healing, guidance, weather, and mystery. Lots of ocean-themed decor fill the inside of the building. The Magic Guild is run by Eldon Daystone, a male elf who is the head wizard of the Magic Guild here. Being only 90 years old, Eldon took over the guild after the passing of the previous head wizard, Zeke Stumbleduke, a male halfling who passed away at the age of 123. He's trying to prove his ability regardless of his young age for an elf. The Traveler's Soul is owned and operated by Tara Nam. She's a half-elf female, slender and graceful, calming and professional. The inn hosts 25 bedrooms and a small kitchen that supports a patio dining area. Tara is calm and collected at all times and keeps a tight shift over her inn. The docks is one of the bigger hubs in the area. The place is open to the general public and sees a lot of boats coming in and out of it. Many citizens live on their vessels that have been docked here. The dock manager is a half-orc by the name of Gurn Kierkegaard, a quiet and collective person who tends to keep things to his own. He can handle himself in a situation when needs be, but finds it exhausting to do so. Next is the Base District. This area is the busy downtown city center of Kotoa. It is always lively with people, events, or travelers passing by. Many of the citizens here find cheap housing and decent work in the fishing industry. Potions Co. is a herbalism store run by a dragonborn named Lockley Shatterring. He is a tall, slender-looking person with a kind face but stern voice. He is always attempting to act professional as his business is under high scrutiny because the last owner was using chemistry for illegal purposes. Smithy, the city's blacksmith, is owned and ran by a human named Arthur Smith. While not putting the most creativity into naming his business, he runs an honest and upfront practice. Decree and Delivery, or D&D for short, is the city's mail and delivery service. It runs out of the base district to help save on costs. Amelia Zid is a female Aarakocra who is the postmaster of this location, which utilizes land or sea for the mail to get delivered. There is also another Aarakocra by the name of Gris, but they are always out on delivery. The Docks Guild is the heart and the main hub of the fishing industry in the base district, but also of Kotoa itself. The Docks Guild has the most power out of any of the other industries in this city. It is run by Van Kender, a male orc who is the dock master. He is a tough and ruthless employer who works to make every piece of coin he can. He has an assistant by the name of Kim Rosebush, who is a human male, and the dock's clerk. Most people will end up speaking with Kim as opposed to Kendor, who only handles big business. The new and recently built prison was constructed only a decade ago. It houses all of the inmates for the city and is run by Warden Aidenwolf, a male half-elf, who is a stern, soldier-like warden. He wants the best for his inmates by pushing them to their limits each and every day. He believes this method will expel the negative behaviors out of the prisoners by keeping them busy. The Hunters Club, located on the outskirts of Kotoa, is a high-class sporty place owned and operated by Hans Gripjaw, a male dwarf who is gutsy, gruff, and very country-esque in mannerisms. It is a place where, for a certain fee, people can go and hunt for sport. The Lightbearer building is a temple that represents prosperity, hope, faith, and the day. The head cleric is a human man named Father Kent Goebel. He is an older, kind-hearted person who speaks in a low voice. The Adventurers Guild is the second biggest industry in town due to the number of adventurers coming in and out of the area from ships or by land. The guild leader is a man named Miles Lansfield, a male human with blonde bushy hair and a kind smile. He is quite young for his role as a guild leader, aged 28, but due to his hard work and objective-focused lifestyle, he was able to become the leader in a relatively short amount of time. The mess hall is a place where many people will find themselves during mealtime, due to its low cost and wide availability for decent food. Ganter Treebark, a halfling male, is the owner of the business. He is both musical and lively, buff and spunky. The mess hall sports 4 rooms, a kitchen, and the main dining area, which is quite large compared to the rest of the facility. Finally, we have the Hilltop District, a place for higher-class citizens and the wealthy. It is a well-taken-care-of part of town where many of the lower-class denizens dare not go. The Hilltop District was named for the hill it sits on and the enjoyable view of the ocean out to the north, which many houses and buildings sit facing. The Farmers Guild is the 3rd biggest industry in Kotoa. The farming community is quite active in the city, but is run in a quite oligarchy-type way. The head representative of this guild is Gan Vanderchuk, a human male. He is the city's official representative of the Farmers Guild. He has a constant official mannerism about him and is quite sharp. The Artists Guild is a place welcome to all. It is run by Olin Titanboot, a male dwarf, who is the headmaster of the Artists Guild. He runs a lot of the city's community events for all to enjoy. He is creative and jovious. The Edge is a hillside restaurant that runs out of a high-class area of the Hilltop District. It always has a long line to wait and is constantly booked. The food served here is top-notch and focuses primarily around seafood. Prizes is a fishing area where people can fish for fun. It is run by Gons Gripjaw, a male dwarf who is refined, well-spoken, and has reimagined the fishing process into a high-class experience. The Minister's Office is the workplace for Kern Mainspride. He is the Minister of Kotoa, and is an orc male who sports a graying lion mane of a beard. He has a jolly personality and is quite a large person, but is always busy with one matter of the city or another. His family died in a horrible dock accident, but he rose above the tragedy and became the success he is today. The Moondreamer Shrine is a building for the religion that represents the night, trickery, riches, and magic. Priest Galen Horn is a tiefling female that is the High Priestess. She is mysterious and aloof. The research facility is a lone operation run by Gent Cooper, who is a very old male human. No one quite knows his age or how he is able to care for himself, but he sports a walking cane and has a bit of a hunch. I hope you enjoyed going over the city of Kotoa. For the images and module, you can head down to the description below. Thank you for watching. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next week.